Hey, welcome back. Good to see you again. You're with Max, and this is Cold Aliens. Now, I just started another video the other day, and as you can see behind me, I've got this big board here ready for my next painting. And I just started my video. I said, I'm going to do Keanu Reeves and Johnny Depp and maybe another couple of characters. But today I got a call. The Harley that I was meant to paint about a week ago has come back from the painters, so I've had to put that down for now. So that painting is going to be after I've done the Harley. So if you get another video after this and it seems out of sync, that's why I always prioritise the Harleys first, the customers. Get the job in, get it done, get it out again. So anyway, today's mission, and I'm going to break this bike down into about, probably, I'd imagine, 3 or 4 parts. So today's mission, if I accept it, and yes, I accept today's mission, and that's to paint the Harley. So I'll show you the bits in a minute. But this one's going to be all vampire themed. So I've been given a few pictures by my friend today when I picked up the parts. He said the customer wants, this sort of thing. I'll add some of my own ideas, but I'll show you the parts anyway. So there's the airbox cover. Here we have the front guard. That's the back of the front guard. Then you've got radiator shroud or surround, so that, and there's another 2 bits behind me. Then you've got the little headlight cover, or what would you call that? Yeah, headlight cover. And of course your back guard. These are all either fiberglass or plastic. That's all fiberglass. You can see underneath, fiberglass. So anyway, there you go. These are the bits I have to do. I've got to, as I'm going, kind of work out how the radiator shroud sort of pieces together in correlation with the tank. I call it a tank because it's where the tank normally is, but it's actually an airbox cover. So all that sort of bolts up to the airbox cover, so I've got to get my art sort of flowing from one piece to another. So as I'm going, I'm going to have to sort of do a mock-up and kind of mark where everything's going to go. And I've got the ideas here, or some of them printed out. Definitely I know she's got to go somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. Possibly the rear guard, or possibly, if I can fit her, on one of these radiator shrouds. Yeah, I was thinking back guard maybe, and that looks like Lost Boys, what's his name, Kiefer Sullivan or something. So yeah, I think I meant to put him on that part of the front guard, on the rear part. So I'll probably have to scale him down a little bit, put him on there. So yeah, I've got a lot going on in my head. Got my thinking cap on. Sorry. So anyway, there's the mission. Airbox cover first. I'll denib that with a bit of wet and dry paper, and then I'll kind of border it, work out where I'm going from there, what characters I'm going to put down the center of that airbox cover. So don't forget, hit the like, hit the subscribe, tell everyone, tell your friends, tell your auntie, your uncle, your pet dog, tell your goldfish, tell your neighbours. If you don't know someone, walk up to them and say, hey, subscribe to Cold Alias, and it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps my channel to grow. So anyway, let's get into it. Now what I'm showing you here is I've de-nibbed with the wet and dry sandpaper, a little bit of dish liquid in the water. Now you'll see here when I go over it, where I've de-nibbed obviously it's dull, I've taken the shine off, but the reason I dry it with a rag is so you can see all the little shiny spots that have been left behind. They're the bits that I've missed. It's hard to see when the whole surface is wet when you're sanding, so you know, occasionally dry it off with a cloth, walk away, come back and then have a look so you can see all the little bits that you've missed. So the paint won't stick to any shiny bits, so you need to remove all the little shiny bits. The idea isn't to go through, as I said before, you don't want to go through the paint, you just want to take the shine off. It gives the paint a good base to stick to. There's a bit around the front there. Little bits around the gauges are a bit hard to get through, that's not really much of a problem. And also be very clean, don't have greasy fingers. Use clean cloths, and you don't want any grease or oil or anything off your fingers getting onto the paint, because when you go to clear coat it, it's going to be like oil and water, it won't mix. It'll cause issues. So anyway, that's that bit nearly done. I'm just going to keep working that till I get all the little shiny bits gone, and I can start the art. Yeah, a little bit of an update. You notice when I started the airbox cover, I had the main character in the middle. There was like the bald vampire face. And I started building out. I did the two women on the outside, and now I've got the skull and everything. So I'm building the picture, but I'm just not feeling it, eh? Like everything else looks really cool, but the main character kind of looked a little bit, in my opinion, a bit cartoony. It didn't suit it. So scratch that one. I've changed it again. I'll show you in a sec. Yeah, and by the way, it's pretty cold today. So I've got the old gloves and sun's out, but okay. So, well, there's where the main character was. Now, what I've started there, it's got a lot to go, but that's just the outline and everything. I kept the top of the original guy's head and the ears. That's fine. That all fits in place. But I like this character more. So I figured I would replace the other guy with this guy. I think he looks gnarly, looks a lot better. And he kind of goes with this girl. She's rearing up, ready to chew something. Keeping the hand how I had it, holding the inverted cross. Of course, I've got the skull there, all the cobwebs. I'm just adding detail, sort of shading out this area. So I've got to do a bit of a shirt for this guy. She's good. I'm happy with how she came out. So I do tend to do that as I'm painting a picture. If I don't like it, I'll scrub it out and start again. So that's where I'm heading with this one. So anyway, let's solder on. I thought I'd stop and give you a quick update since I've had my hand in the way painting. So okay, you've seen the skull and the girl with the candles and my latest character. I'm fairly happy with him. He looks pretty gnarly. And the hand with the crucifix. And of course her. She looks hungry. A little bit of lightning across the sky, and up here I've got a bat, or a few bats, and if I can just turn this around, when you get around to the front of the airbox, the bats sort of come around to this character here. Sorry, I'm kind of in the light there a bit. And I'm going to do another bat here, here, and like that side, have all the bats, so they sort of go around there as well. Now on the sides, once I get this done and across the whole bike, where the orange masking tape is, I'm going to do like rose vines, and they're going to kind of you know, go up and down the whole length of the bike, but I want to sort of bring a little bit of the colour and or colour, black and white, the picture down into the side. So the side's going to have like a red sort of a pattern. I'll do that with candy, red over black, but I'll try and bring just a hint of the art down the side, so it's not perfectly symmetrical. So where the finger is, possibly a little bit of the arm, maybe her cheekbone, I'll kind of have the shape of the vine sort of going up and down a little bit, have it very thorny, and that'll sort of tie all that in. And of course I'll do the bats up here, and that'll be the air box. Plus I've got to do an airing hanging down on her ear. So that's pretty much that piece, mostly done, but I want to move on to the back guard. I want to denib the back guard and start marking actually all the front guard. I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking of putting her on the back guard, and I've got another vampire woman to go with her, pending, you know, it fitting on the back guard. But I like to have a little bit of a cemetery, tombstones and all the rest. So I've done him, so he's there, and now moving on to the back guard. So I've gone ahead and denibbed the front guard. I was going to do the back guard, and I thought, no, I'll do the front first. Now on the front guard, it's a bit of a funny shape. I'm just going over it to see if I've eliminated all the little shiny spots. I can see a little bit here, a bit there, a little bit through there. So I've still got to give that a light rub. Don't want to go through the paint, just want to take the shine off the surface. So what I've got in store for the front one, which is the next one I'm going to do, I've decided I'm going to go between this, and I'll continue working on that. I've got, now if you got young ones in the house, cover their eyes. The guy said he wants a little bit of R-rated on it. So as you can see here, I have a picture of a lady. Her private parts are covered, of course, thanks to the snake. So you got her, and she hasn't got the vampire teeth. I'll add the vampire teeth and a little dribble of blood down the chin. And in the background, I was thinking of doing like tombstones, like cemetery kind of thing, but she would just fit, and that's a rounded surface. So if I push that onto the surface, it should fit. And in the background, it leaves enough real estate up here that I can do like a cemetery, and I can do, you know, fangs and everything, so it all ties in. And on the sides, of course, with the rest of the paint job, this part I'll continue like the red and black sort of pattern and do the rose vines down there. Now on the back of the front guard, it's if I can get it right, on this little piece here, my friend said that he wants the Lost Boys dude, Kiefer Sullivan. Anyway, I've got to scale that down a little bit because it's a bit big. This is just a reference picture here I've got on this board. But I've got to do him on there. So when you're looking at the back of the front guard, you'll see him with his fangs, and then when you turn around, go around to the front, you'll see the semi or naked lady with the cemetery and everything. So that's what I've got in store for that. What I want to do on this is I'm going to unmask all of this, take that off, and I'm going to start doing the it's going to be a red pattern that goes over the black, but I'm going to do white first and then hit it with red candy. But to do candy over artwork like this, I have a product I've got to spray over the top. Well, you can clear coat it, but I've got an intercoat which basically seals the artwork underneath, and so I can do candy over the top. Now, this is why I want to do all the artwork before I do candy on this job, because if I spray candy as it is on the side part, candy tends to bleed into the other paint. Sorry, I'm shaking a bit. So if I spray the red candy on the patterns down the side once I've done them, it'll get into the candles and it'll sort of bleed into everything else, and it'll not look very special. So once I've got all the airbrushing done, all the artwork, and I've done all the vines and all the patterns down the side and everything, then I'll put an intercoat on it, or you can clear coat it, either or, it doesn't matter. With an intercoat I don't have to rub it back, with a clear coat I'll have to rub it back. But the important thing is with candies, you have to seal your artwork first before you use candies over the top. Alright, enough of that. All right, I'm going to call this a day. I'm going to finish off in a sec. Now, as you can see, I've unmasked the sides, and where the border is between the art and the black, you can see I've started the rose thorns, or the vine, whatever, which will go right along the whole length of the bike. And I'm going to bring a little bit of into here, and I've got a little bit of the red pattern on the side. Now that doesn't look like much at the moment, but once I'm finished and I've gone over it with candy, it'll take on a whole new look, and plus with a clear coat, when it's all clear coated, it'll look really good. So anyway, there you have it. I've made a start on the Vampire V-Rod, and I'm going to get straight back into it tomorrow. I'm going to get that air box. I want to have that completely finished, do all the vines, everything, like I just said. Get a good start on the front guard. I don't know if I'll finish that. That's why I said the videos might be in 4 parts. You know, you've got back guard, you've got air box, you've got front guard, and then you've got the radiator shrouds. So I'll just tackle one at a time. I'll try and get as much done. But for this video, I'm going to call it a day, and I'm going to come back with a fresh set of eyes tomorrow and put my thinking cap on again. So if you guys like watching what I'm doing and you want to see more, because I do have a lot more coming. I've got another Harley, possibly 2. I've got behind me, that big board's going to be Keanu Reeves, Johnny Depp, and probably a few others. So, oh, and I've got a Mad Max one to do again. So stay tuned. If you could hit the like, and if you could hit subscribe, tell everyone you know, run up to strangers, tell them about it, tell everyone, call your friends, costs you nothing, and you help my channel to grow. And I appreciate it very much. But I'm going to go in and get some dinner. It's getting cold and it's getting dark. So until tomorrow, ciao.